when you're stuck in a old-fashioned way of thinking, like there's a formula that always works. Like go to school, get a job, and die. You know what I mean?
And die. Yeah, go to school. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Ordinary Freaks. B and Eddie here, and this week's guest is none other than local music recording artist Denny Lanez. Danny, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you both of you, actually.
Of course.
Of course, man. It's our pleasure to have you here. But let's get started, though, man.
All right.
Danny,
Yes.
when we first met,
Yeah,
you said 50 cents, get rich or die trying.
I did.
Was one of the biggest things that inspired you and motivated you to pursue this artist career.
Absolutely.
What about that scenario, that specific moment in time when you were a kid, what empowered you to do so?
Oh, man. I remember specifically when I was in my room, and after seeing that freaking whole film and watch it conclude, I remember there's a specific scene in there where he was like, after he just got shot in his mouth type shit. Like, you know what I mean? He just got shot in his mouth. He had the braces on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean? He's crazy. I remember there's a specific scene, though, he was like jogging on the beach.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
And then after that, he lived in like some fucking like beach home, I don't know. Yeah. But in that home, he was in a studio, and like even though he had the braces on and like fucking bullet in his mouth, he was still spitting with the notebook out. And I was like, oh man, this is fire. This is
so
crazy.
hard.
Yeah. He's crazy, man. Hey. So that's when I was like, I grabbed one of my school notebooks, like ripped all the dumb shit out. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, man, I was just writing about nonsense. But I was just, perfecting the craft, man. But like that right there, I remember that film alone was single-handedly, and my story will stay the same for the rest of my life. Like that movie right there. If I didn't watch that movie, I don't know what I'd be, dude. But like that movie, man, fire.
What you want to do before watching that movie?
Oh man, I think I wanted to be like in the NBA or like some shit like that. Like I played a lot of like Xbox, 2K.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 2K8 was like the kid with Kevin Garnett on the cover. I think that was the craze back then. So I don't know. I just wanted to be like fucking like Steve Nash or something. Something.
Right.
Something along those lines. But other than that, yeah, I never really, other than music, I've never really had like a set career. I wanted to like be like, dude, I'm doing this. I'm gonna go to school for this. And it was always just like, I'll just, that seems cool. Maybe I'll do that one day. Like when music came into my life, I was like, dude, I know for sure.
This is what I'm doing.
This. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So you mentioned before that, you kind of stick to your own wave, your own sound. Right now, in the industry, it's really easy to kind of hop on a wave or hop on what's hot. Yeah. How would you describe your style, your sound, your music compared to kind of what's going on right now, or just in general?
I would say it's like self-described almost. Like I try to just like talk about what I know, what I strive to be, what I want to achieve, stuff like that. And just tell my story, because as long as you just keep it genuine and tell everything from your heart, tell your story, then there's no one that can copy you. There's no one that can just be you other than you. So, I mean, I'll just stick to that formula. I know I always have. Apart from when I was, little, I was just talking about dumb stuff. But like once you grow and develop into who you want to be and stuff like that, and you start listening to other artists, interviews, you start to like take all that in, and then you form your own type of stuff. Right. So, just staying genuine to what's true to me. And I think if any artist does that, you can't lose for sure.
So besides 50 Cent, is there anyone else look up to?
Hands down.
Who are your top three right now?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, number one.
All right.
Andre 3000, number two.
All right.
And number three, it would have to be 50, just because of the inspiration.
Right.
But lyrically, it would have to be Jay-Z for sure. Top three, 4, 50 Cent, 5, Ludacris. Y'all don't know.
Man, Lude.
Yeah, of course we know about Lude.
Of course, man.
People sleep on Ludacris. He was a spitter.
Yeah,
I try to tell people, like, he's spitting.
Yeah, now
he was fire. Ludacris, top 5, all time.
So, man, we're curious. So you've been able to collaborate with pretty important people in this industry. Out of all your experiences, which has been like a highlight for you? Maybe in the It could have been in the booth or like in the recording studio, or I don't know, just meeting someone hella random.
Oh man, I got a couple. I'll tell you two for sure. Number one would have to be the Diddy premiere, the movie premiere. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I remember going there to New York specifically for something else at the time, but a friend of mine who had tickets to go. His wife like canceled or whatever. Okay. So it was like damn near like written in the stars. Like he was like, oh my girl can't come, dog. Got an extra ticket. Would you like, you know what I mean? And I had my lady at the time with me, so we just bought her an extra one. So it was just the three of us, and we went there, saw the movie, saw everybody there in the crowd. Like it's like an actual theater, like that he rented out. So you got in your seat, and I just remember I was just sitting in my seat, and I was like, man, let me just, what I mean, I was just looking around, and you just see everybody. Like you see Busta Rhymes over there, you see Fabulous over there, you see fucking, like everybody. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. You know what I mean? This is crazy. So I'm just watching the movie. It was awesome. It was like a little like documentary about Bad Boy, about himself, stuff like that. And then once it concluded, that's when I was just leaving the theater, and I was like, oh, this my shit, right? This is my chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's leaving the theater, going to the same spot. Why would I not fucking like try to just wiggle my way in there and see what's up?
Work the crowd, I
was just working the crowd, and then that's when I met. That's when I met Fabulous. That's when I met. Fabulous. I remember Busta Rhymes, and everyone else just fucking like left prematurely, but I soon caught up with them at the after party, which was somewhere in Manhattan. And dude, let me tell you why I was written in the stars. I remember after the movie premiere, we left and we're like, oh man, too bad we couldn't see fucking Diddy, man. Yeah, whatever. So we just went and got some food at some barbecue spot across from our hotel. And when we did, it was fire. But once we got our leftovers, we literally walked across the street. And remember the friend of mine, his name was Doobie, that we got the tickets from. I remember some guy shouted his name. He was like, hey, Doobie, hey. And like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, who the and it turns out it was I forgot the guy's name, but he knew him, and they were standing outside of the bar / club, whatever, that the after party was taking place at. So when he went over there to go talk to him and chop it up, he was like, oh shit, yeah, man, it's right in there, man. Come inside. You know what I mean? So I was like, what the fuck? Our hotel's right here.
Yeah, what chances?
Like,
that's crazy, man.
Right.
Meant to be.
I was like, I threw my shit in the fridge, got back down, and just went in there, and then that's when you saw Swiss Beats, fucking Pharrell, fucking Diddy, Lil Kim, whoever was in there, French Montana, everyone was in there.
Damn.
Dude. But it was like one of them things where it's like you see all the people that are in there, and it's like fucking wild, but you don't feel it. Like you don't feel like starstruck. It just feels like normal. It was like a normal people. Yeah. Right. And when I was thinking to myself, like, man, this just feels normal. Like, how is this? And how am I not like, oh shit? I mean, like these are fucking moguls right here. So like, but it was just I just came to a realization, man. Like it's just like it has to be like meant or something.
Yeah, you're meant to be. For me to
just feel like at home in a place like this, like done deal, man. It's written in the stars. So that for sure tops the cake. The next one would have to be if I meet Wayne somewhere, man. If I meet Wayne, but here's the thing about me meeting Wayne, I don't want him to be like, call me a bitch ass nigga or something. And then I'm like, I don't want to be disappointed. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Because like you don't know how these people are in person.
Yeah, of course.
In a way, I don't want to meet them. But then if I do, oh, shit. I mean, because if he says something silly to me, it's gonna break my heart. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna cry. But the other experience, man, would have to be. There's a studio called Platinum Sound in Manhattan, down the street from Times Square. That's usually where I did all my recording. This producer named Jerry Wonder, who produces with everybody, was having like a listening session for the Fugees or something like that. They had some new stuff coming out, and it was just in that listening session. Obviously, you can't use your phone, but like I was in the listening session, and again, everyone was in there. It was just music cranked up loud. It was literally in a studio, kind of similar to this, but we're just all crammed in listening to an album. And it was just like, dude, this is fucking wild. Like, I don't know, every time I go to New York, like something or someone pops up, and it's just memories. So, yeah. And so far, I've been 2 for 2, 3 for 3 at fucking in New York right now, man. So, I'm trying to keep that streak going.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Those are some crazy opportunities.
Oh my God.
You're saying like that's the type of shit that just happens. You're like, all right, this is meant to be. You
Yeah,
know,
man. Yeah.
What are the odds of this
Oh, yeah.
falling in?
Have you seen that?
sequence?
Have you
Oh, yeah.
seen like any of you guys? Like, have you seen that new Kyle documentary or like movie on Netflix? That's basically like him
Yeah,
trying
a
to
little
like make
bit.
it like he's
Yeah.
like chasing that like
Oh, what is
the
it
A&R or
called?
whatever
Yeah.
whoever he's trying to chase, and he's like going to the after party and like these guys are there or whatever. So it was like
Yeah,
it reminded
yeah.
me a little bit, but obviously your shit was like way smoother than that movie. Right?
Oh.
Like he was definitely on that struggle. You were like I just slipped right in. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
tight.
Yeah, you just gotta like, I don't know. It was just some sort of mentality at the time, and that like you gotta recognize what's happening and you gotta just jump on it. Like anybody else would have probably said, "Oh, we didn't meet Diddy. Let's just call it a day. We had a good time, yada yada." But there's just something about us wanting to not give up that day. We want to just fucking let's just go get some food and maybe something will come up because. You got to give these people time to leave the area. It gives people time maybe get dressed. I don't know. We were just having some sort of optimism.
Right.
Something will happen. And it sure enough fucking did, man. It was wild.
That's crazy.
It was wild, man.
So besides those, dope ass opportunities and life experiences,
Yeah.
what about with your music? Like musically, when did you kind of get the like? Not I made it, but like shit. Like I'm doing this. This is that experience. That concert, that recording, that whatever it was that you were like, all right, I'm doing this.
Oh man, that's tough. I think it all started back when I would just do like little open mics here and there, just small things to just get the butterflies out, and become comfortable in front of a crowd. I think it turned into just confidence over the time, just seeing people react. Like when someone's like, dude, you're fired. When they say that every single day, like eventually you're gonna be like, dude, all right then, come on,
I'm fired.
I'm fired.
You're
Do it, you know what I mean?
You
I'm
need
fired.
that.
I'm fired. Yeah. And I've noticed about myself, once you hear like you're fired, you're good all the time, you're able to take that you're trash or you're not good, you're able to take that because you've heard you're good so many times that you're able to be like, oh, okay, I can't please everybody, as opposed to the opposite. If someone says, hey, you suck, you know what I mean? Like it might be a little bit different, but
Right.
it just turned into confidence over time, just being comfortable in front of people now, and not like knowing. It's cool knowing that like you can walk into a room and just know like, hey, what I'm about to say, I can potentially wow this person, like. As opposed to being like, I don't know, are they gonna like it, or am I gonna fuck up? Like when you know you're not, you're good, like so. Yeah, that's what it turned into. It's just going out there and getting the butterflies out and making sure that because you got to sound confidence. You gotta it's all about delivery nowadays, especially like you ain't got to say nothing in your bars, but if you can deliver it. And have that voice, that can change the
Presence,
entire. That can change the entire fucking like mood, vibe of the song for sure. So, I would say that's.
I
what
think
it
it goes back to like feeling part of the room.
Absolutely.
Like you're not overwhelmed necessarily. I mean, you might be, like mentally you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a calmness that comes with it. And I think that's what
Yeah,
people
for
really
sure.
get. Like you said, you could literally not be saying anything, but and we all been there. Like you see someone walk like across the sidewalk nearby you. They look like they're on a mission. You're like, man, that guy's on a mission. Like
Absolutely, man.
He's some big dude or something. Like he has big, because like just the way he carries themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And to touch on the question you were asking about like when did I get that feeling of like I made it type shit? You know what I mean? Like it would have to be like the support from the city would have to be it, because like when you have people like y'all like behind you and saying what the people are saying, like that's like reassuring to like, okay, like I can have a whole city behind me now. I can have the world. You know what I mean? So that like just feeling like the confidence and the reassurance of other people like radio stations and whatnot, like tell you what the people have been telling you. That's when I got the feeling like let's go to Chicago now. Or let's go to Indiana. Or let's do this now. You know what I mean? Now I got this. Yeah. For sure, man.
Yeah, it's cool that you say that because we were literally about to ask you, like, how did it felt? I mean, now, like in retrospect, looking back a couple months, how did it feel to rock the crowd at Summerfest this year?
Oh my goodness, dude! I felt like Wayne. I'm not gonna lie. I go out there. I felt like Wayne. Like,
a milli. Started going off.
Dude, that's what it felt like. It felt like I played. It felt like I was performing a milli, and everybody
Going crazy.
name 5 people you know that can't spit the first line of a milli. You can't name. That's how I felt. I went out there, dude, and like, oh man, it was. I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, seeing how far we've come, maybe as like a society, I would say, or whatever. Because like, you look into a crowd like Summerfest, and you see all types of people, man.
Yeah.
Like, all types of people that look like us, like white people, white girls for that matter. Like, just seeing just everyone in the crowd, and for them to come, not only to see me, but whoever else was joining me that day, it like goes to show like how powerful music is, man. Like, there was not one set crowd in there. Like, as opposed to maybe other artists. Like, other artists can bring in a certain crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But when you go in there and you see everybody in there, that's like awesome, dude. Because like it goes to show like whatever I'm doing or whoever was joining me that day, whatever we're doing, like it is working as far as like unifying people. Like, it's awesome. Like, we're not bringing no trouble. People are just there to have a good time, and that's exactly what we did, man. It was awesome for sure.
So with that, maybe some people, maybe not a lot of people know that you actually performed abroad too.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that experience? How did that come about?
Okay.
And just how was it actually being able to do that out there?
So, a person on my management team, his name is Khalil. He's Haitian, so he speaks like Creole, and that's like a version of French, kind of, you know what I mean? So he has some like French people, French connections, stuff like that, and they were like, hey, we like what your guy Denny's doing. Is he interested in doing these shows in these cities here in France, whatever? And of course I'm like, yeah, I mean, of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to France.
Yeah, let's do it. So that's how I began for me to get there. But when I got there, automatically, like, I'm just taking in the airport. First of all, I'm just taking in the airport. And it's just like, it's wild because you see exactly what you see here in America. It's just not English. And what blew me away, dude, was like seeing like people that look like me, like black dudes, and they're just like, instead of being like, hey, what up? Like, they're just like, they're like weed. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, that's wild. Hey, you wild. Like,
calm down.
Yeah. So it like geeked me out, man. Right. And that's another thing. Like, for you to be American, man, it blows their mind because when all they have is like YouTube and the internet,
right?
When it comes to American culture and music, so when you're in the flesh there, they're just like, oh shit, he's actually right here, man. Yeah. So it's like that made me feel like Wayne again, man. I'm just like, yeah, America, hey man. So, but when I was on the stage there, we did like we did Paris, and then we did a town called Lille. And then, as I was saying earlier, like a town called like Rouen or something, I can't pronounce. But we did 3. And I remember, dude, it was just like, I had a DJ, his name was Mike B. He's French, so he was like my translator or whatever. Like, so in case there's people in the crowd that like are all right with English, he was there to be like, and they put their hands up. But for the most part, I was able to just do it like it was like an American show. I was able to be like, hey, what's up, yada, 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 and they would respond. Like, it's fucking cool. And like the way we like made shit happen prior, we did some like through the French connections, we did some songs with French artists. And so, like, when I got there, they were kind of, like, familiar already because of my French artist connection that I was doing songs with. So it's kind of, like, weird how months prior we do some, like, foreign, like, songs, and then all of a sudden it just comes in fruition. So it was cool how we just lined that up, and then it was there. It was, like, no problem. They already know. So, yeah, that's how it all began and how it all started. And at the end of the day, when I got back to America, I was like, dude, I want to fucking move or something.
This ain't shit. Yeah.
Right, I gotta get up out of here, man. It's wild. Like Adidas, Jordan, Nike, they're all wearing it. They're all like the Cavaliers. They're all rocking what we're rocking, man. It's like what the fuck?
That's one of the things I wanted to touch on. Like, I've been watching a lot of what is it called? Soul Stories. Yeah. Complex has like on YouTube like the series called Soul Stories, and I just finished like the Japanese version of like. The Japanese shoe collectors and all that stuff like that. Shoe culture over there is fucking nuts. But like seeing how like other cultures and societies have like embrace hip hop, embrace rap, right? Like something that like shouldn't even had like, you know, have become that big, right? Like, like they embrace it so fucking much. Like I think we even miss out on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and they just completely like take over. Like,
Oh yeah,
because man, I be seeing like I love like Action Branson and all that stuff. And, like
Yeah,
he goes
he's
to
cool.
Europe all the time because he's a chef too. He's, you know, so he likes to eat over there. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But dog, them shows look crazy. Like
Oh my gosh, dude.
they get down for like
Yeah, they
just-
do, dog. It's awesome, and it's like it goes to show you how America maybe as I don't know, just the whole thing, America, like how self-centered Americans or America is as a whole. Because like for me, I took a step back when people are like rocking like Cavaliers, LeBron James, like they're selling jerseys over there, like Steph Curry, they're selling all the shit that's selling here, and I'm like, what the, you know what I mean? But it just goes to show how like in America we're all in a bubble. Like we think the NBA is just here. Like we don't know that LeBron exists other places. Like and when like you come to America and you find out like they're over there, they have to know English. Like it's in schools. Like that's what they do. Like they from age whatever to the age I am now, they learn English as opposed to here in America. You have a choice if you want to learn Spanish or you want to learn. You have a choice because everyone's just curating to America like English. So like they learn English all they want, whatever. But Americans, we just if we want to learn their language, we will. But you know, we don't want to. So, but they all curate to us. They all want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how America is as a society, like how in a bubble we are, how self-centered. So that really just opened my mind up.
Yeah,
for
it was
sure,
like
man.
good exposure, good.
Yeah.
Can open your mind to the world.
Absolutely,
I
man.
think you always need that. You know, even traveling within the states. I think you know if you're never left Milwaukee, there's shit out there. I mean, you go to LA, you go to New York, it's a whole different world compared to here.
It really
you know,
opens your mind up.
so even going, I mean, because I just went to Europe this summer too, and it, like you said, the perspective. You come back here and it's like, damn, man, so much. The culture is so much enriching over there.
Yeah.
So moving a little bit away from music. So you actually got an acting side.
I do.
Tell us about Jim Shoe.
Okay.
How did that opportunity come about,
Yeah.
and just about your acting in general?
Okay. Okay. So I began when I was like young, very young, before the rap days that I was telling you. I was like a child model, like everybody else. You know what I mean? But that turned.
Shit, I wasn't. What you mean?
I was ugly as fuck when I was a
I
kid.
said like everybody else.
I thought everybody's scared about. Okay, but no.
You're meant to be great, Dan.
Thank you, man, for sure. I just remember just always being curious about commercials and movies and like, because you always watch people on TV, but you never figure out how they got on TV. Man. But I just was the kid that asked questions. I was like, hey, Mom, how'd you get on? How'd they get on TV? And she told me, hey, you got to go through the A, B, and C. And we were in a restaurant in Thiensville, I remember specifically, and there's this woman who was like, hey, is your kid interested in this? If so, call me. And that's when I began to model or whatever. But that turned into meeting an agent that does acting. There's like a branch at the modeling agency, like, hey, if you're interested in doing print work, commercial work, holler at this number. And I was like, fuck yeah, if that's how I get to TV, fuck yeah, man. You know, that's all I wanted to do, just fucking TV, you know?
Right.
So yeah, that's what I got there. I had to audition to get in. I was like young, dude. I don't know how, but I wanted it. So, and when you want something, like, you know, you make it happen. So that's how I got into it, and I've been with the same agent ever since. It's called Ambassador Talent. It's out of Chicago. So yeah, just auditioning here and there. And it was just like a snowball effect. Just stay, as long as you stay busy, you're gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's when you stop and halt whatever you want to do, that's when stuff slows down. But you gotta just keep putting in the work. So that's what it was, going on auditions and stuff. And like Jim Shoe is like, I filmed that like maybe 2-3 years ago actually. But it's just now like in its post, you know, whatever the specifics word is, but it's now in its post, you know, starting to get shipped out, distributed, stuff like that. But yeah, it was just an audition that I went on, and it was filmed in Chicago, so it was like not even far. And a lot of like nowadays, when you shoot a film or want to audition for a film, they hire locally. So like if you're not in LA, you're not gonna get a movie in LA. You have to like actually be somewhere in that area. because according to like the casting directors or the whatever distributing company is, like they don't want to pay for you to fly from Milwaukee to LA when you can just live there.
Yeah,
they'll just send you a car or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it's kind of tough in that market if you're not in the area for it. So luckily, Chicago's just right up the road.
Right, it's not
so
too far.
I can get whatever Chicago commercial I audition for, pretty much. But it's just like music. It's a tough market though. Like if you're not what they're looking for, it doesn't mean you're trash, but it's like if you're not what they're looking for, you're not gonna get it. So that's when you just gotta just keep going on, auditions, keep working. But yeah, that's how I got into acting, and it's actually pretty easier than people thought. Like it's like lying. I mean, like I'm sure we all lied here. Come on now, we've all told a lie. But when you lie, you're acting. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's how I think of it. Just lie. So
That's
when
tight.
people be like, dude, I can never, man. Like, and it's not hard to like memorize like a script. Cause when you film, they do it scene by scene. Like I used to think they really fucking sit there.
Yeah,
Went through the whole shit.
Man, how do you memorize all these lines?
Yeah.
Like, dude, nah, but they just do it scene by scene. So you just can literally show up that same day if you want. If you're not a professional, you can show up the same day and just real quick. Okay, I got you. All right, let's do it. But a professional would probably look it over.
Right. Yeah. Look it
Yeah,
over
just
and
come
stuff.
prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, I like acting. It's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna stick to it for sure.
So I mean, has your mom always been very supportive then for like
yeah.
everything you've done?
Oh yeah, I mean, she's always been my biggest fan. Like always my person that pushes me in a good way. Like pushes me. Like I remember there's been days where I've been called to go on audition or something, and I'd be like, I want to stay and play Call of Duty. I don't want to. But she's always been like, nah, boy, you getting your, you're getting your shit together. You going to. So she's always been that for me, which is awesome because looking back now, I'm like, dude, that's awesome because if anybody else would be like, all right, it's your life, whatever. But nah, she she noticed that I wanted it, so she pushed me. So yeah, man, my mother's always been my number one fan. Almost every beforehand, she would be like always in the crowd, but it's kind of slowed up now. She can't travel that much like I can. But yeah, my mother's great, dude. Oh, I've always thought I wish everyone had a mother like this for sure. Because I know everyone don't. So
Yeah. Something
awesome.
special in your career and stuff like that. That's
man.
I feel like it's a lot. It's harder to come by,
Oh, yeah,
especially
for sure.
nowadays.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Parents are very like, no, you gotta go to school. You gotta be like normal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man.
so that's dope. Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms for sure, man. Oh yeah. And it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know. You can't really blame like an old-fashioned way of thinking, I guess. Like in my mother's era, I know there was no such thing as YouTube and stuff like that. So when you tell them like, hey, I could literally stream my video games and make money from it, they're like, shut up, dude. You know what I mean? Because like in their mind, they can't fathom they can't fathom you literally playing a game and people watch you and then you get money for it. Like that's they can't fathom, but it exists. Right? So that was just like an example, but like you can't like. When you're stuck in an old-fashioned way of thinking, like there's a formula that always works. Like go to school, get a job, and die. You know what I mean?
And die. Go to school and die. There's no in between.
Yeah,
you heard it here.
You just go to school and die.
You literally, it's like either you get lucky and you kind of like it, you like your job, or you move around a lot.
Absolutely,
or
man.
You're just miserable.
Yeah, man. It's just always they've always like it's all about sticking to a formula, I guess. But like the few that did branch off and want to do what they want to do, then they made it work.
Of course.
Yeah.
You were back to like the music and the love the city's giving you. You were recently nominated in the Shepherd Express.
Oh yeah.
2018 Best Rap Hip Hop Artist. How important is that to you? How does it feel to be part of that list?
Yeah.
And what would you tell them watching? Why should they vote for you?
Oh shoot, dude! I remember last year. It was like I remember I won something. It was like an award for like the best disc we missed. That's what it was.
Oh, with the radio.
Yeah, Radio Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It was specifically named that, and I was like, I was geeked because I was like, okay, that something's working. Like someone's watching.
Right.
And now to go from the disc we missed to best, in Milwaukee, like that means a lot because in a year span, it went from something they just came across to something they're paying attention to now.
Yeah.
And that's how they genuinely feel. So it's like, it means a lot specifically because it's the city. And I know a lot of people like say like, there's not much here. There's not much, you got to leave to go somewhere, or you got to like, and and to an extent that could be true for any city, but like when you're here in a town that has like a gold mine of different talents, like I think it's very important that like the city is behind me like 100% because I want to be one of, if not the, but one of like the people to like put a spotlight here as far as music goes, because they can be anyone that models, acts that come out of here, but as far as like music goes, I want them to know like there's like music here for sure. Like there's talented people here. Like you don't have to fucking like move to make it happen. Like when you can just make it happen, and it just happens to be from your Milwaukee. So, yeah, if they want to vote for me, dude, that'd be awesome because I'm very passionate about it. As you see, I got the 414 on my neck.
I know. I see that.
That's why I admire the guy's shirt over there. They can't see it, but the guy's shirt over there. But dude, yeah, man, I'm very passionate about the city and what it entails as far as like talent. Because when I was in France, I was wearing Wisconsin. It was like Madison University, but it just had Wisconsin on the front, so it was like a red, white letters. And I remember I specifically wanted to wear that almost for all the shows because like I want them to know
Represent, right?
Yeah,
Where you're from,
over there, they just know California, New York, all the major cities that they just hear about. But like when you say something like fucking Wisconsin or Utah, North Dakota, like what the fuck is a North Dakota? I mean, so that's why it was important to me, man. I wanted to wear that shirt in front of the French crowd so that they know what Wisconsin is, and people that can hear like it's a state, like Wisconsin is a state. Because I know for a fact that because I've talked to people there, they don't know what Wisconsin is. They've never heard of that.
Right.
Milwaukee, they don't know because it's not like a major. So yeah, that's why, man, I'm very passionate about the city and shining a light on it. So it'd mean the world for sure.
Cool. So, Denny, what's in the near future for you?
The near
as far as music, any acting, anything you can leak?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Anything I can leak. Well, I do know November 9th I'll have a new song dropping. It's called Get to the Bag. I've put up some snippets of it, and I'm very excited about it because like, that's what I was shooting the music video for. Like we got the drone, we got the fuck, man, we did our thing. We trespassed. Man, we did our thing, man. I'm incriminating myself today. We did our thing, just know that. But I'm very excited about it, man. So that's coming out November 9th. But as far as like the near future, always live performances. I know in December I'll be in North Carolina. So yeah, just always just getting in front of the people. That's important to me the most. Live performances. As far as new films, yeah, there's gonna be like a not a documentary, but some like a autobiography type of thing that I'm trying to do because I'm working on an album as well, and it's gonna be like conceptual. So I'm just working on the behind the scenes,
the visual stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on. That's for early like next year though, but I'm working on it now. So yeah, that's what's coming up for sure, like an album, but for sure new music, new videos, new visuals. Of course, more shows. Yeah, man, just staying busy for sure.
Of course.
Yeah. And hopefully, this is just like a little side. I'm just telling y'all this. I'm just telling y'all.
All right, let's cut the cameras out.
But coming soon, man. I'm gonna get my shit together with as far as like Twitch goes, dude.
man.
Y'all don't know nothing about me when it comes to this, but let me tell you, I'm gonna do my thing on the Twitch, on the YouTube, on the skits. I'm working on some skits, dude. Okay. On some Key and Peele-ish, man. It's gonna be major. Let me tell y'all. Hey, if y'all want to do your things too,
let's collaborate, man. Let's talk about this.
You got some characters, let me know. We'll sit in a room just like this. We'll fucking make it happen, dude. Because I would like to I like to show the world like some like funny shit. Like I love funny stuff, like stuff that's stupid. It's funny to me, and I want to make that. So that's what I'll probably be doing. I might in my spare time, off time though. I want everything together first before I push it out.
Yeah,
man.
That's dope, man.
Thanks,
branching
man.
out,
Always.
Showing the world what you got, all your talents.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
So we're gonna move. These are what we call our Ordinary Freaks questions.
Okay.
We ask every guest similar questions.
Okay.
First question is, what advice would you give to someone going into their, last year of high school, college, and they don't know what their next move is going to be?
Oh man, I would say it's all right to not know what you want to do, because I know even like in the stage I am now, or even before, I've had moments where I'm like, dude, I mean, I love music, but like I want to do other things. That's why I'm like talking about the skits or whatever. So it's okay to not know what you want to do. It's all right to not know if like what you're doing is working or whatever. But I would say for the most part, man, whatever you're passionate about, and passionate for me means like whatever you would do for free, like whatever you would do fucking for free. Like if I didn't get paid for another show or anything, I would fucking, if I performed in front of one dude, I would do it for the rest of my life because fucking music is cool to me. That's what I like to do. So whatever you do for free, man, I would say chase that. And, if you want to make it lucrative, you can, but always keep it around. Like, because I know there's millionaires and people that are miserable, man, or people that have great jobs, but they're fucking miserable because they've always, when they were 20, wanted to do painting or something. You know what I mean? So I would say for sure, whatever your passion is, stick to that. And it's all right if it's more than one thing too, because always keep your options open. You never know what you're missing. That's what I would say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the best advice you've gotten, and who gave you advice?
Oh my goodness. I would say the best advice I've gotten is it was actually a lyric. If you know, it was actually a Wayne lyric.
Oh man, I was gonna say Wayne, but I was like not trying to.
It was a Wayne lyric that he said on "She Will," on the song "She Will." He said,
Man.
"I tried to pay attention, but attention paid me." That's fire.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why I say that's advice to me. In my young 9-year-old, 10-year-old mind, that shit was just fire. But now looking back, it's hitting me. It's hitting me that like we are in an attention fucking world, you know what I mean? So when he says attention paid me, I'm like, dude, that's wild. So like, I'm not saying I'm gonna set myself on fire, but I'm like gonna be like, I'm like put skits out. I'm gonna start doing like whatever I want to do as far as like showing my personality, man. Because like whatever will grab the person's ear and rope them in and make them smile. That's all I'm about, man. So that would probably be like whatever. Like there's a bunch of quotables I can spew out right now, but like that right there hit me. And it really resonated with me, man, because like I want to make someone's day for sure, because like you never know if someone's like feeling so trash and like you put up something funny and like you made them, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I'm all about.
You had a positive impact in their day.
Hell yeah.
That's dope. Man. I mean, that thing that resonates with us heavy, because that's what we always say about the podcast, right? We want someone to watch your episode or whoever's episode and be like, oh shit, what Denny said, that's dope. Let me go out and do music. Let me go out and start a Twitch. Absolutely. Let me go out and do whatever. It's something I've always wanted to do and never did. Oh, yeah, so dope that you said that. If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and where would you take him?
It'd probably be John F. Kennedy, and I'd probably take him to Fuddruckers or Steak and Shake, one of the two. Something that has something to do with burgers for sure. I know that's a little like personal, like I'm not even considering what he wants to eat. I'm just listen.
I just want a burger.
I'm sure JF Kennedy would love a burger right now.
We're eating burgers, dog. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I'd say. But it'd probably be John F. Kennedy, only because he's cool, dude. He's fire. I remember playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And he's in that game, obviously, and because it takes place in
favorite game.
Dog, that's fire. I'm telling you, best Call of Duty I've ever played. That's mine. But it takes place in the Vietnam era, so like he's in there. Yeah. But like I just remember just like seeing speeches throughout school, like seeing him, like how he's dressed, like documentaries, the slick back, Marilyn Monroe. I mean, come on, man, what are we talking about? Like, he's fire. So I just want to know, like, because I know he went through a lot of adversity, man, because he was all for like Martin Luther King and whatnot. So like, I just want to know, like, man, what was going through your mind? Like, how were you raised to where like that was cool to like stand up for like stuff like that? So I would love to like just sit down and just hear his side of things for sure. Because that takes a lot in that era. That took a lot of courage and whatnot for like a white dude to just be all for it. And like I said, man, he's fresh. Like the entire Kennedy family, like they're fire.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that's a
moguls,
name
man.
that you will forever hear. You know,
Hell yeah.
they're solidified in
Hell yeah,
history
man.
forever. What's the most common reason that people fail or give up?
Oh man, it would definitely have to be not I wouldn't say the internet, but society has a lot. Like it comes from the internet. That's what society is nowadays,
Yeah.
the internet. So I would say, like a lot of just outside noise, outside hearing parents. You know, that can be one of the things. A lot of people are scared to take risk too. Like risk is something that scares people. Like they like knowing I can go to school and come out and have a job lined up instead of trying to promote myself or promote my own painting and try to sell it on my own without a corporation helping me. Like I would say definitely risk, man. Like people are scared to take risk. People are just scared in general, not thinking it's gonna work. Like self-belief too. I don't think that there's not a lot of self-belief. You got to believe in yourself or anyone else will. Like that's what it touches like back to like delivery. Like if you're not delivering your speech in a way people are gonna believe you, like it's the same thing with self-belief. You got to walk in there with the confidence, with the know-how, and like knowing that, hey, whatever I'm going to do is going to work, and this is why. And that's when people are like, oh man, okay, yeah, okay, cool, I believe in you too, man. Because like you're in a way you're selling yourself. Like that's what we're doing. That's what musicians do. Like you're selling yourself. When you figure out how to sell yourself, man, like. You can sell it. You can sell water to a whale if you want, man. Like, like you know what I mean. So I would say definitely, man, self-doubt, self-belief. A lot of people just give up. They're scared of the risk, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it comes about like having people around you, like my mother or a friend that's gonna tell you like, yo, dude, you're good at such and such. I think you should do this, or hey, man, you know what I mean. Their society are gonna tell you, and I had to like go off like a different subject, but like I remember specifically. I was reading something on Facebook and like someone put up a picture that was like, hey, when someone goes to the same school as you or they've come from the same area as you and like they see you succeed over them, that makes them feel like, oh shit, what am I doing now? And that's when a lot of envy, jealousy comes out. And like that can also, and that's when they say things like, hey man, you'll never do this. And it kind of derails because they're trying to derail you off what you're doing. Because like, how you gonna go to the same school as someone or live in the same street and you're fucking going up here and they're still down here? Like they're looking at themselves like, what the fuck am I doing? He lives just like me. So how the fuck is he? I would say always just keep in mind, man, that like, there's gonna be people out there that's trying to derail you off the path that you're trying to go on because they see you and what you're doing is working. So that should just, if anything, reassure you. Like whatever I'm doing is working. That's why they say haters are your motivators. Like I don't like saying that. That's stupid, but it's the truth though for sure. Because like, if anything, it should be like, okay, he doesn't like what I'm doing. It's because it's working. Like I managed to grab his ear in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I was going on a spiel, but that's how. That's
you're good.
Man. Thanks, bro.
So last question.
Yeah.
The podcast is called Ordinary Freaks.
Okay.
It's up to interpretation.
Okay.
From 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, how weird are you? How much of a freak are you?
Shit.
And why? Shit.
The real questions start coming
man.
out.
When it comes to weird, I'd say 10 for sure, man. Like 10. Like I know y'all don't know nothing about like when I'm fucking sitting in front of a screen with the Xbox. Like, y'all don't know nothing.
Whole different person. Yeah.
I'm telling you, y'all don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. But soon enough for sure. So I would say 10, man, because like I'm like very passionate about whatever I'm doing at the time, especially gaming, man. Like when you want to win, like come on, when you want to win, you're gonna fucking scream. You're gonna do whatever you want to win. We've all played something like that.
Definitely a screamer, bro.
Oh, for sure. As far as like a freak, I don't know, dude. I'd say like 6, 7. I usually go off, my atmosphere, man. I usually just respond. I'm more of a responder. I never light the fire, man. I just sit there and let it warm. I just sit there and take in the heat. I never light the fire though. That's what I do. So I would say like a 6 or 7, man. Like I just like to just play it by ear, dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm gonna ask y'all the same thing though. What about y'all?
I don't know, man. I'll say I'm pretty weird.
Without self-incriminating, what's that?
Numbers, I don't know. I'll probably give myself like a 8 on both, maybe like 7, 8 too.
There you go.
On the weird and freak side.
There you go.
Definitely not normal.
There you go. What about you, dog?
I don't know. That's a hard question.
It is.
It's the first time someone asks us this question.
I thought about it a lot, man,
You
because
did?
I knew there was like one day
There's gonna be one guy,
someone's gonna
yeah.
flip on us and be
One
like,
guy, huh?
so what's up with y'all? Like, but
I would say 5. Keep it in the middle.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
yeah.
5. There you go.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, where can people find you?
Okay. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter is all at Denny Lanez. Instagram is at Who Is Denny. Just because I get to show you who I am on Instagram. So it's Who Is Denny Instagram. Everything else is just Denny Lanez, Google, whatever you want to do. And like I said, like I appreciate y'all for having me on here. I've always wanted to do something similar to this, and I seen like when Webster was on here, I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. All right, so I appreciate you, man, for sure. This is awesome.
Sure.
For sure.
Thank you, Denny. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, B.
Ordinary Freaks. Here with another dope ass. We'll start that over. Thank you, Denny.
Yep.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Ordinary Freaks. Thank you, Chato behind the camera. We'll see you guys next time. God damn. We'll see you guys next time with another dope episode. I'll fuck that one up.
Peace.